Welcome to the berated, B-rated intro.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Anthony.
Oh, yeah. There's like, Brian, you're not allowed to say, oh, yeah. You have to say it normally. All right?
Only the Kool-Aid Man gets to talk like that.
I was thinking more of Macho Man.
Ooh, yeah.
Slap into a Slim Jim.
Dig it.
I was like, you're not allowed to say slap into a Slim Jim either. You have to say...
Doesn't he say snap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does. But when they sponsor me, I'm going to say, slap it to a Slim Jim.
Mm-hmm. They're like, Brian, that's not the phrase.
It's like, all right, get the fuck off the set. We already told you. But what's going on, man?
Nothing much. Just chilling.
Right. It's gone down, the weather, finally.
Well, somewhat.
I know, like everybody, like, you know, when you tell me, like, oh, it cooled down to 110, they're like, what the fuck? What do you mean it cooled down?
It was 117.
But you know what was so weird is, like, I don't know, like, the other day we went out, and it was like 108, it said. Or like, I think, 108, 114. And I was like, there's no fucking way it's this hot. You know? Because then today, what did it get to today? Like 108, 19?
Yeah.
You know? And like, I was like, it's so fucking hot today. But the other day when it was, you know, 112, it was fucking cooler. I don't know.
It's like a wind thing.
There was no fucking wind. And
I don't
even
know.
when it's windy, it fucking sucks. It's just the blow dryer fucking effect.
Yeah.
You know? But no, like, I swear too that, you know, when they say you got like hypothermia, you know, like there's a part where you hit that line and you're like, oh, I'm starting to feel warm again. So then you fucking start taking off layers of clothes and then you fucking die. Right?
Yeah.
You know? But that's, I swear, when we were in that shithole town in Alaska.
Bethel.
Well, fuck. Yeah, I mean, nobody in Bethel has any electronic devices. They ain't listen to us.
I mean, no, you've mentioned that before, though.
Oh, dude.
So
Yeah, that it was like...
I feel like if anybody
like,
went back and listened, they'd be like, oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Right. Like, hey, I remember that town. All they did was drink fucking Lysol.
They have a cool
that.
things.
Cool things. Fucking... Could you imagine, like, just trying to brainstorm, like, what the fuck? I've been up all night trying to think of a name for my store.
I don't know what to name my store.
Well, what's your fucking concept, bro?
Good items.
What are you going to do? Like, what are you trying to, you know, do at this place?
Buy this cool thing.
Like, boom. Like
cool
that.
Things.
Like, have you ever seen, like, Dude Perfect?
I like those guys.
How they got their name?
No.
They were on Ridiculousness.
Okay.
And they're like, so how'd you get your name? And they said, we were just getting ready to do a shoot. And so we put our camera up to, you know, see if we're in the shot. And when we came back and I was like, oh, dude, perfect. Because they all, like, in one shot, they opened up, put the camera on them. And they're like, oh, yeah. And they said that's how they got their name. Right? And so the guy's like, how the fuck am I going to do cool things? Oh, shit. Yeah. That store, I guarantee.
Cool things.
I guarantee that store's still open. If that fucking village or island is still
that's
floating.
What I would think that, like, in a place as small as that, there's no bad business idea.
No, there's literally...
Or there are relatively few.
No.
That are just so repellent that nobody would want to go there.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's the kind of place that you could put a video game lounge in and people would go.
Like I said, that was... Fuck.
Because, like, what was it? There was an episode of Bar Rescue where they did a remodel and turned this guy's bar into a video game lounge that sold alcohol. And you rented out systems and controllers and you could play games and stuff while you were there, and they had couches and all that. And it was these, like, two over 50s guys running this.
What the fuck? There used to be that.
And, like, they said afterwards they ended up just taking out all of that shit and turning it back into a bar because, like, number one, they didn't know how to run it, and number two, like people have video game systems at home, so why do we need this?
No, there was this fucking restaurant down Blue Diamond across the street from Target, without saying that name. There was a bar that was an old arcade bar, or an old arcade games, and every game was free.
That place, yeah.
Every game was free.
They ended up shutting down during the pandemic.
I think it was a little bit before the pandemic.
Well, I noticed it during, so...
Yeah, because, you'd think that higher class people would go to these kind of establishments.
To play arcade games?
Yeah.
When you were, let's say, like 8, 9, 10 years old, did you consider yourself to be
but
high class?
I have never gone to an arcade and see a bunch of fucking meth heads and drug dealers and
good point
gangsters and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? But we went there 1 or 2 times. We have a buddy who's in law enforcement, and he's just looking around. He's like, wow. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, all of these dudes have fucking sheets and shit like that. And we're just like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then I think shortly after that, it's like closed. And we're like, the reason why I closed because you let fucking assholes in,
Yeah.
Like you would go there, dude. It was such a fucking cool thing. Like, because you'd think that there'd be a lot of people like going and being like, hey, could you hurry the fuck up? I'm trying to play Kung Fu next.
Yeah. I want to play Galaga.
But it really wasn't that bad, man. And like we went like on a weekend too. Like, could you imagine like, hey, dude, it's fucking Tuesday night. Let's go to the fucking bar and fucking...
I did mention that place to Betty one time when we were just moved over here.
Yeah, it was a cool place, man.
Yeah.
But the thing that sucks with everything, man, is shitty people.
Yeah, that's true.
If we get rid of shitty people, this would be so much cooler.
Yeah.
Like there's that gigantic park not that one.
Okay.
The one in between our house.
Yeah, the
one in between
the
you
regional
and me.
park.
Yeah. That place, when it first opened, was so nice. And then all of a sudden, jackasses go to that park and start destroying it. For what fucking reason?
I was going to that park to run early in the morning because it's the only time I could really go and run.
And they have all that workout equipment.
And they have all that workout equipment.
People were taking one of the legs.
And they have like that 2.2 mile loop that you can do.
Yeah.
And you can just, like, because if you follow it all the way around, it ends up being about 2.2 miles.
Yeah.
And, like, I was, like, that's when I realized, like, there's that joke that, like, the park is where, like, gay people, like, hang out for hookups. Like,
truck stops. Back alleys,
parks. Like, and I would see, like, oh,
Broadway shows.
There's a guy standing next to a bench. There's also another guy unrelated standing next to
that'd be
another
hella cool if they were really those dudes.
bench. And like I was like, this is like a fucking gay hookup site. Like,
do they really just have a bunch of short shorts? That'd be fucking. I'm gonna ask all my gay friends.
They didn't look exactly masculine. Like,
I'm gonna hit my friends up because
maybe I'm theorizing and I'm like way off here. I could be.
Dude, the majority of my friends
it felt strange. It was like, just keep running. Just keep running.
Well, if they were like, I know you're going to get tired, and I'm going to be right there above you, wiping the sweat off of your head. I'm going to hit my friends up now and be like, what the hell? I've never heard of this. That's fucking hilarious.
They still pull out the goalie nets and stuff and do like soccer there and shit.
Yeah. But
that's
when that
later
place
in the
first
day.
opened, like, it's broken into sections. Like, there's a young kid section, and it has a sign where it's like under 6. Then it has like another section where it's like 6 to 12.
And they got the baseball fields too, yeah.
Yeah, they have like every sports, and that's another thing too that they fucked up. They used to have this thing, the basketball. It was a skill shot wall where there was like 11 basketball rims, but then these assholes were going and grabbing the rims and ripping them off the walls. You're just like, so because of you, you're fucking gonna take away the fun from everybody else. And I know goddamn well their parents don't discipline them. Like, fuck you. If you're a piece of shit and you go to like a fucking public park and you destroy it,
yeah,
you should fuck off. That's my PSA.
Which, okay, interestingly enough, we were, this is the first week I've really been able to go to Levi's soccer practice. Mm-hmm. And I use the word practice loosely.
So hot.
It's like that beginner's like getting used to soccer thing.
Yeah, kids, how you kick.
Like, yeah, this is how you kick. This is how you, like control the ball. This is how you, like, pass, do all that other stuff. Like,
yeah,
it's all the basics. And like, Levi was still a little bit unfocused, but there were people that were way more unfocused than him.
Yeah, they want to play. They want to just run around.
And there was just like this kid that it was just like, he had his shorts on, but then he had the strings untied, so he had like a string in his mouth while he's trying to like play soccer, and he's like 4 or 5 years old.
Hell yeah!
And like the mom had to keep like, like, I won't say the name, but
God damn it! I had to pay so much money for this.
Like, get over here
now.
Like get that string out of your mouth. Like, you could
Fucking
hear
kick
her,
the ball.
and because it's like an echoey gym.
That's fucking hilarious.
And then they pulled out the goals at the end so they could like, like dribble up and then like shoot goals. And and the same kid that had the string in his mouth was the one that like got in the goal.
It was just being pelted.
No, like, like you couldn't shoot because he was in the goal because he was stopping people.
I would have fucking shot on him.
Mm-hmm. And then other kids saw it and thought, "Oh, that looks fun."
Mm-hmm. So when our kid, how old was he? 6-ish, 7-ish. I can't remember how old he was when he was into soccer. There was a team, and I think we were beating them. And so, like I said, they're like 6 years old. They don't know how to play soccer. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, anything like that. And the other coach was like, you, and you. I think he put 4 people. He's like, oh, you guys just go stand in front of the goal.
Are you allowed to do that?
I mean, there's no rules in fucking, 6-year-old soccer.
But okay, still, just because you can do something doesn't
As
mean
a parent, I would have been like, hey, Carl, get the fuck out of the goal and go kick the ball, bro. Like, go do something. But really, you're so competitive that you're a coach for like a 6 or 7-year-old team.
Well, okay.
Nah, it had to be. It had to be 6 years old.
Like, if they want to be that competitive, you can be that shitty. So, like, all right, let's kick it at their heads. It's like, if you're all gonna stand there, let's make it hurt.
Yeah. So then last year, my son tried out for the soccer team at his school, and he made the team. And it's so funny. They're 9-year-old kids, and their confidence level is fucking through the roof. Yeah. And they're like, hey, are we allowed to do headers in this league? And I was like, please.
Like you could.
Please, yes.
You're
do a
not
header.
messy.
Do a header. Come on. And then somebody's like, are we allowed to do bicycle kicks? And I want to be like, yes. Yes, you're allowed to.
Please try that.
Do it.
Please try.
But there's the fact that those were 2 of the things that they literally said, are we allowed to do headers in this league? You're like, you're 9 years old. And there was something else like slide tackles. They wanted to try doing slide tackles. And the ref's like, you're not doing slide tackles. And they're just like,
yeah, because you're going to mess it up and you're going to hurt somebody.
Yeah, slide tackles are fucking garbage in the first place.
Yeah.
The
slide tackle is the soccer equivalent of bunting with one out left and a no-hitter.
It was just so hilarious. These kids are like...
It's just the way to say, I'm a dickhead, without saying it out loud.
And then, like, we'd go there, like, pre-game to, like, warm up. Like, the kids are like, okay, look, when I do the corner kick, you just stand right here. I'll kick it to you, then you kick it in, and we're going to score a goal. And you're just like, yes, do that. Yeah. Like, I support you to do that. Yeah, try it.
Try that, please.
Like, I'll be here recording you.
When
like,
this doesn't work.
Like I said, their confidence levels are just through the roof. Like, they'll be watching, like, fucking the USA gymnastics Olympic team. Like, I could do that.
I can do a triple axel.
She's like, okay, here, do it.
It's probably the wrong sport. But.
Right? We're like, but it is so funny. I think we moved into that other house. We were 3. And so we got a fire pit. And Kane was watching, like, the Naked and Afraid shows with us and stuff like that,
Yeah.
And so the fire started going. But he grabbed, like, 2 rocks. He's, like, hitting them together, like, trying to spark it. So that way it started the fire. I was like, you did it. And he's like, I did? I was like, yeah, look, the fire's right there. He's like, yes. And I was like, fucking, first off, you're grabbing, I think, 2 pieces of concrete. Like, I don't think that sparks, bro.
Yeah, that won't spark. That's made out of like the wrong kind of rock.
Do it. I have a video of it. We posted it. We're just like, oh, thanks, dude. Fucking hilarious, man. Good for them. So,
oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Check out our website, beratedmovies.com. If you have any movie suggestions for us, or you want to leave us a comment or whatever,
be on an episode.
We have
Fill out the form.
Our Facebook page. We have the form on our website. Our Instagram page.
Electronic mail.
We have the email, beratedmovies@gmail.com.
On the line.
Oh yeah, we have our SpeakPipe link on the website as well.
Yeah.
If you want to leave an audio message, you will be in the show probably.
Merch button.
Oh yeah, our merch button on the website for our Redbubble page.
Yeah.
All the tanks, tees, hoodies, stickers, mouse pad covers, all that that you could possibly want.
I know. I keep getting emails from Redbubble. They always have like big discounts and everything.
Oh yeah, they do. And check out our Apple subscriber podcast.
Dun, dun.
Everything Gets Berated, which this month the movies are the Doctor Strange 1978 TV pilot, which I say it's a TV pilot. It's a TV movie. I'm 97% sure.
All right.
It was supposed to be a TV pilot. And the Dev Patel, the guy from Slumdog Millionaire, acted and directed Monkey Man.
Mm-hmm. That movie.
Yeah, Dev Patel. Yeah.
Bingo.
The Jai Ho guy.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the movie. Probably won't.
Slumdog Millionaire? It's really good.
Well,
I like Danny Boyle movies.
I think that
I don't know why.
Pam
but
said
I do.
Michael Scott was going to kill her from Slumdog Millionaire. It's too scary of a movie for me. But I see that you converted systems.
I did, out of necessity.
But truthfully, right?
But the thing is, it's like I've been in school for the last 4 years, so like playing a video game has been a challenge at best. So if you're asking me,
you had
like,
that AR set, that VR set. I mean,
I had that for school, dude.
man, I kept sending you all those videos.
We had
Could
to
you imagine? They'd be like, Anthony, what the fuck, man? You just killed that patient. There's like, let me see what you're doing. And you were playing like Spider-Man on the VR headset during a lesson.
Man, no, like what literally we had to do in school was you would get like an assignment for the week, and it was the seizure patient, or it was the
What the fuck?
like the diabetic patient or whatever, and you literally have to like sit there and like when you look up, like your head is like the control for like this huge list. Like you go through and ask questions to the patient, and the way you're asking questions makes zero sense.
That just seems so stupid as fuck.
Because
man.
they give you like 20 minutes, maybe 25 for the scenario, or you lose points for being over on time. Or it would just shut you down.
Yeah, because you're only supposed to talk to a patient for 8 seconds.
Because like this is how logical these scenarios are. So you're literally sitting there like if it's a seizure patient, you're trying to get through, and you can go through as many times as you want, and you're trying to
Grab
get
your Velcro wallet,
yeah,
put it in their mouth.
Wait, no, you're trying to get through as much of the questions as you can before they have the seizure, and then you're focused on safety. So basically, you're like sitting there, like click, 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 all through this thing. And so the questions are coming off, and you're just like pelting questions at this patient in a way you would never do it.
So then when you go into a real fucking patient's room,
like,
you're going to look off into
what
the
is your
sky.
Name? What is your date of birth? What is this?
Jesus.
What is that? Like,
Exactly.
You're literally doing it like that. And like when I was hearing it, like, because you hear the audio in your VR headset, I'm like, this is fucking insanity. Like, people say, oh, like, people were like, oh, I learned so much from that. And, like, you're either lying or you're going to be the most psychotic nurse.
You're going to be the piece of shittest person. Like you've watched...
show me your ID band. Here's your meds.
You watched The Good Doctor, right? With fucking Dr. Sean Murphy?
I've seen a few episodes, yeah.
Yeah, remember like when the first season, maybe the first 2 seasons, they're like, all right, Sean, we need to do something. He's like... And he'd like look up and to the left while like the fucking diagram built in his mind and everything like that. I'd be like,
well, yeah, because
hey, we're over here, bro.
He has autism.
Yeah, he fucking has a... I can't remember what else.
He's high functioning.
But he fucking, like, he knows his shit.
Yeah.
Well, he did, you know.
Because with Asperger's or...
No, it wasn't
like,
Asperger's. It's
well, like, or with Asperger's and other types of high functioning autism, like, you are either... You're really good at one thing, and it gives you this, like, this ability to hyper focus.
Yeah, but if I was like, hey, Anthony, what would you like for lunch? And all of a sudden you like gone to a Superman pose and looked up and to the left, and you're just like...
Are we in the president's van?
I'd be like, Anthony, what the fuck, bro? Like, I'm hungry. Let's go. Like, and you're sitting there like looking through like the yellow page in your mind, like, okay, KFC, okay. Like, I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Can you just answer a question?
Yeah,
so
really.
That's exactly what's going to happen when you're fucking go to somebody. If I go to a doctor and he comes in my room and instantly just starts looking up to the left, I'll be like, get your fucking fake VR headset off, bitch. Like, get the fuck over, you know? Like, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're just teaching people to be fucking socially awkward.
Well, that's the thing is, I went into that with a high level of skepticism, and it was just about getting the points versus, like, I'm going to learn a lot from this, which I wasn't. Like, because I've dealt with enough patients that it's like, I can go in, I can gauge somebody's demeanor, their personality, and this is the way you would like to be dealt with.
Like, I can see, like, on that show, I don't know how true it is, when they were doing, like, the practice surgeries on them, like that. Like, yeah, sure. Like, I don't think VR would really work with that one because you're not feeling the depth of, like, tattooing. You know, I can get a fucking tattoo gun and do this. Okay, then it's going to go too deep or it's not going to go deep enough. Like, you have to get the feel of it. Mm-hmm. You know? So, like, when you're doing... how many layers of skin do you have?
The only way of knowing is doing, basically.
Yeah.
Like, the layers of skin, I should know this.
Is it 7?
I think I brain dumped.
7?
Yeah, it's 7.
Yeah.
7.
But, you know...
That's
and
right.
So I think a tattoo, I think it goes... I can't remember if it's like 3 or 6 layers of skin deep.
Yeah.
So if I was like, okay, just go 3 layers deep.
Although I'm pretty sure I got a tattoo one time and that motherfucker was going like 7 layers deep and
it bleeds. Like, I felt so bad. I knew this one lady.
Like fucking shit. It was this for the podcast listener who is not in the room with us right now. I have a World War II bomber because my grandfather,
that one dude that was touching your arm when we went
he was looking at that one.
Like,
he was a World War II pilot, and he flew B-17s, and like this thing has black and gray, so the gray wash, he was literally like circling and going over the same spot.
But I felt bad. There was this one woman, she was older lady, like retired for a while. So that's how old she was, right? So she got a tattoo and she was so happy about it, but she got a big old like moon and like shit on her shoulder, and the guy went too here it goes. The guy went too deep.
No.
And her
that's
ink
fucking rough.
Her ink bleeds. And so instead of being like a crisp line, it, you know.
Well, that's why people don't, like, if you watch, like, Ink Master, which I know you have.
The Masters of Ink.
Like, the one they don't want is old people skin. Because you have to be precise.
Yeah, the elasticity in it and all that shit.
Yeah, because you have a decreased skin elasticity. So you have to sit there and hold the skin tight and... like do a clean line, and you're not. I'm not gonna say like one pass like they talk about on the show, but like fucking damn near close to one pass.
But you also, like, you ever seen, you know how they give tattoos on your lip or on your male member?
Yeah.
You know how they do that?
Well, I know that they're very light.
Nah. So what they do is they'll get like a I've seen a deodorant stick, right? Mm-hmm. I'll take the deodorant stick and I'll put your dick or your lip on it and I'll roll it over. And then they'll use that as the hard part underneath it. So they're going, instead of holding your lip
So
with
they
their
can push
fucking hand
and not worry.
Yeah.
And not worry about jab, like, through your skin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Fucked up. But, let's see.
Oh, yeah, what are we drinking?
Grant's. It's a triangle. That's a cool bottle.
It's Scottish whiskey.
Yes. Grant's Scottish whiskey.
Triple wood Scottish whiskey.
Dun, dun.
That's a hard-ass boner.
So, we had we're kind of thinking about redoing our floors.
Yeah.
Our house, you know. So we're thinking about it like, I don't fucking know, like November of last year or some shit. And so all of a sudden, like, we went with this company and they're like astronomical. Like, the guy like came over to our house and he's like, okay, look, this is the deal. He's like, he's fucking basically told us that he was like a used car salesman or even a regular car salesman. He goes, look, here's how the company works. I'm going to give you a number. It's going to be way high. So then you tell me that it's too high, and they'll contact you with a lower price, and then you say that's too high, and they'll give you the lowest price they can do. And I was like, fuck, we got to do this, right? So we do that, and it was still fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, ridiculous. So they contacted me about a week ago, and like, hey, we're doing this, and I'm not going to say the flooring name, but if you guys know these exact verbiage, and you'll know the fucking joke-ass company that I'm fucking talking about. They're like, we're doing a win-back discount. And we're trying to win you back to do the floors. Like, we know that you fucking were looking at us, and we'd like to win you back. We have so many discounts, up to 78% off, and you get this discount, and this, and this, and this. And so I told the lady, I said, look, I don't want to waste your time. I said, I don't want you to waste my time. This is the quote that they gave us. I said, so if you're just going to come over to my house with that same quote, I said, don't waste your employees' time and don't waste my time. They're like, no, like, it's still a big one. This is the reason why we're doing this, is because we're trying to get you to come back to us. And I was like, all right, don't waste my fucking time. And so the guy shows up to our house, and I tell him, and he's like, what? He's like, this is a win-back one? And I said, yeah. He's like, they never even told me that. And I was like, okay, does that make a difference? Like, what the fuck? And so the guy, he's all doing his little spiel and everything like that. He gave us a quote for $1,000 more than the fucking quote that they gave us. And I said, what the fuck are you doing? I said, I told you, don't come to my fucking house and waste my time. And don't come to my house and waste your time. I said, this all could have been done by a phone call, man.
Yeah, really.
And so the entire time that he's over at our house measuring everything, he's like, well, who did the measurements last time? I said, I don't know. I said, I can't find a quote. I can't find a paper trail. All I have is text messages, you know? And he's like, huh. And it's at the end where it's like, no. I said, can you just print us off like a quote or something so we can just think about it? He goes, oh, well, the company doesn't want me to print off quotes anymore. I said, bitch, that's why I fucking don't have a paper trail, because you fucking know that you don't print off fucking quotes and email quotes. You're sitting here fucking so confused, like, how come you don't have a quote? What's going on? How come this? You fucking know goddamn well that you don't give paper quotes and fucking even email a quote to people. Yeah, so fuck you. And so the dude, anyways, we're just like, sorry, like, we're like, that's $1,000 more than what you're fucking doing, and you're telling us that it's 78% off? And he's like, well, inflation. I said, okay, I understand that. But, you know, and he's all trying to tell my wife, like, my wife knows her shit. And she's like, itemize it. And he goes, we don't itemize stuff. And she's like, you don't
Everybody
itemize stuff.
itemizes.
Right?
Everybody itemizes.
And so we told him, where it's like, dude, you'd have 100% clean slate. Like, our floors would be 100% just straight concrete. You can do whatever you want with them. You know, gave us astronomical. I was like, thanks for wasting my time. But anyways, what are we watching?
Oh, yeah, we're watching, tonight, we are watching a sequel to Karate Ghost. We're watching Karate Ghost 2, Dojo of Death. This is
Karate Ghost.
the return of Nick Laser.
Blazer.
Yeah, I'm fucking super excited for this.
Man, I think we were supposed to watch this a week or two ago. There was some shit going on. We couldn't do it. So now,
Yeah.
it's finally motherfucking here.
It was an Xbox PlayStation problem.
Oh, yeah.
It's more about the disc being able to play. Yeah.
Shit'll buff out, you know?
Yeah.
But it's about that time.
All right. All right, well,
No, well, hold on. Maybe I can. It's
Well-
that last one. Get you.
well, we'll be back with you on the next episode for the beginning of the movie, Karate Ghost 2, Dojo of
funny.
Death.
Pretty funny.